Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Crooked Line Super Late Models. Tonight's race is at New Smyrna. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've never been able to figure this one out. It's a fun track, though. You can see that there's a lot of banking right there coming into turn number 3. Track length is going to be just under a half mile. The outside air temperature is 87 degrees. The track temp 89 degrees. My name's Jonathan Leach with Sim Racing Media. Proud to bring these guys to you. It was supposed to be Angel Santiago tonight with me in the background. However, he had some real life trouble today, so you guys get me. That being said, lone qualifying looks to be just about complete. In a moment, I'm going to be able to put the results up for you guys. However, I do believe that this is the order for the fastest times. Ethan Johnson, Joshua Sexton, Levi Allen, Roswell Harlow, Tanner Marr, Brandon Metler, Christian Pitman, who is our points leader. He's got a 36-point lead over Joshua Sexton. Marquise Smith, Ken Zeems, and Steve Sexton. 10 drivers qualified. That should be your top 10. We'll be able to pencil that in for certainty here in just a moment. Lone qualifying will be over in 20 seconds. Then we will be able to move forward to the grid. And we're going to get this party started here for the Crooked Line Racing League. I'm looking forward to a good show. Last week was action-packed. We saw a lot of beating and a lot of banging. A couple aggressive moves, not so aggressive moves, but they left everything out on the track. We're going to go ahead and check the qualifying results as I just mentioned. There they are, just as suspected. So now, to roll out the grid, Ethan Johnson will start P number 1. Joshua Sexton will be on his outside with Levi Allen, row 2 inside lane. Outside of him will be Roswell Harlow. Tanner Marr inside of row number 3 with Brandon Metler to his outside. Christian Pitman starts P7. Marquise Smith 8th. Ken Zeems 9th. Steve Sexton 10th. It's actually showing me. I wasn't supposed to register as a driver, but apparently I registered as a driver. I apologize for that. I am not driving. Obviously, I am in the booth. And you also have Keith McGilvery and Frank Barberi. Both of those gentlemen, I believe, are admins for the show and will be participating as race control. In a couple moments, we're going to see these drivers take their awesome machines onto the track. You already hear them getting on the gas. They're ready to go. They're ready to put on a show. Look at these gorgeous machines. Whoever's painting these things is definitely doing something right. Here in about 30 seconds, I anticipate these drivers are going to start rolling. And for those of you just joining live on Facebook, the machines are rolling. It's a pleasure for you guys to be joining us tonight. Sorry about the slight delay. That's my mistake. YouTube does have the entire show, however. We're starting off on the pole here is Ethan Johnson with Joshua Sexton to his outside. Levi Allen, Roswell Harlow, and Tanner Marr is going to be your top 5. In a couple moments, we're going to see that pace machine dive in pit road. And the party is going to get started here. 2 races to go. 36 points separates Christian Excuse me, that's Christian Pitman and Joshua Sexton for the points lead. Here we go. The pace car comes in, hammered down. These drivers are on the gas into turn number 1. Number 51, I'm showing the 51 and the 51, and the 51 goes around already. Action's already starting. That was Joshua Sexton. He's going to hang on to it. You see the 14, the 24 get by him. Joshua Sexton in one lap goes from P2 to 7th. Not what he was looking for right away. Action-packed right from the get-go. Ethan Johnson has gotten away 1.7 seconds already. Did not take him long. Hands full for Brandon Mettler as he just got the bump from Levi Allen. Levi Allen's going to go around Christian Pitman now working on Brandon Mettler in the number 15 machine. Contact. Ethan Johnson now has a 2-second lead over Roswell Harlow. Brandon Mettler under siege in that third place position. Christian Pitman trying to make a move. Pitman is down low. Pitman might have the advantage, but will he have the drive off? He's going to stay just inside of Mettler here, coming into turn number 3. Side by side. Who's going to have the run off? Pitman's going to get a great run off the start-finish line. Still trying. Diving into turn number 1. Side by side. The 24 of Marquis Smith is trying to follow. Marquis Smith is scored as the number 19. The paint scheme says the number 24. Not that big of a deal. I will try to remember that as the show goes on. Pitman's going to clear Brandon Mettler for the third place position. And here he goes. He's going to go around a little bump. Caution's out. Pitman, our leader, our points leader, sideways, backwards, facing the wrong way. That was insane. We're going to see if we can't show that again here from the perspective of Christian Pitman. I'm not sure if that's what the yellow flag was, though. Yeah, just a little bit of a bump there. I don't think that was intentional. Let's try to see what the flag was for here. I guess perhaps it was for that. It just came out very quickly. So that's going to eat up Ethan Johnson's lead. He had about a 2.5-second lead over second place. And that was Roswell Harlow, if I remember correctly. We're going to go ahead and put his details up on screen here. Roswell, Mr. Modified Harlow. Now that sounds like a race car driver. Showing us how to get it done. He's trying to track Ethan Johnson down solidly in P2. It's got a really awesome paint scheme right there also. The Valhalla Project, BRM. Take a look at that number 51. Ethan Johnson scored as number 13 for the league, but running the 51, the BRS machine. Another really phenomenal paint scheme. So lap 11 of 125, we're rolling along pretty good here. Rather happy with the race so far. I didn't like to see the caution right there, and I know who definitely didn't want to see that, and that's Christian Pitman right here. He pitted on lap 10 probably to repair a little bit of damage. He was in his pit stall for 17 seconds. I wonder if he got tires. I figure he was just repairing a minute amount of damage. And his looks to be a Marconi setup machine here. Let me confirm that. I'm pretty certain I do see some Marconis. Yep, there's some Marconis on there. I got a Racing for Mom right here. Here in a couple moments, we're going to set these drivers back up. They are side by side. We should see the green flag here in just a moment. Pace car getting ready. Looks like a Pace Camry. Getting ready to turn in. He's going to dive down. He's going to be as aggressive as he will be all night long. Ethan Johnson is immediately on the throttle at the line with 3 links over Roswell Harlow. Marquis Smith and Brandon Mettler side by side battle for 3rd. Got a battle side by side for 5th, and that is Tanner Marr with Joshua Sexton. Sexton trying to get back up to P2. He's got his work cut out for him. There's Marquis Smith, the number 24 imposter. That's actually the number 19. He's going to lock down the 3rd place position right in front of Mettler. I heard some contact farther back. Not sure where that came from, but I did hear it. And I want to correct myself, so Keith McGilvery and Frank Barberi are in this race. There's Frank Barberi. He's locked down in the 12th position at the moment. Keith McGilvery is in P11, right there, the number 55 machine. I said that I thought they were admins. That's my mistake. We're still a little bit new to the league. I apologize about that. You can already see these rotors glowing red hot on these machines here. You can see how that's so cool that you can see those rotors glowing red hot in the number 41. As he gets a little bit harder on the brakes, slides up the track just a touch there. Changed a couple settings here on my end. Sorry about that. Now it looks like we're showing some correct numbers there. Marquis Smith is showing the number 19 now. God, even a better paint scheme. Just perfection. These guys know how to make a paint scheme. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Lap 21 here today for the Crooked Line Series. Pitman, Christian Pitman, our points leader, currently scored P9. Joshua Sexton is in 6th. He's going to have to finish in front of him both of these races. Probably by a significant margin. More so than this, really. It was a 36-point gap between the two, all but locked down. He's going to have 2 really bad races. Joshua Sexton is going to have to come out pretty much on top to close the gap, but we're going to see how it goes. Ethan Johnson, almost another 2-second gap over Roswell Harlow, Mr. Modified. Marquis Smith right in the tracks of Mr. Modified, and Brandon Mettler is about a half-second back behind them. Looks to be single file mostly, aside from Christian Pitman working on Ken Zeems right there. That was for 7th. Pitman working his way back up slowly. He's got his closest competition in the points standing right in front of him, so he knows what he's got to do. He's got to get up there and get by that man. If he's in front of him, he's helping his case for the championship. Got ourselves an excellent SRM blimp overhead today. Get a really good look at how these drivers drive this corner. They really start turning in just past the middle of the track here. So you see them get onto the back stretch here. And I mean, it's a really, you've got to start turning in quickly. If you turn in too late, You're going to have to get on the brakes harder, and you'll slide up the track. You see right there, he really does turn left rather quickly. You hug the bottom, get back on the throttle, wait till you're straight to get all the way on the gas, then you keep on going. It looks like Marquis Smith might have a little bit of something there for Mr. Modified. We'll check back at this a little bit later. Farther in the back here, you got Levi Allen. And he's got Ken Zeems right in front of him, the number 41 machine. He's got a great run on Ken Zeems coming into this corner right here. Coming into turn number 3, we'll see if he can close the gap a little bit more. He does close the gap just a bit more across the start-finish line. Levi Allen's in 9th. He's looking for 8th, and that's what Ken Zeems has currently. Christian Pitman has really closed the gap on Joshua Sexton. Perhaps that's because you got a battle up here for P4 between Tanner Marr, Brandon Mettler. So we got 4 drivers battling for P4. Sexton's going to go low. Pitman's going to try the groove 1 lane up. It's not going to work for him. Who's going to navigate this mess the best here? Is it going to be Sexton? Is it going to be Pitman? Is Tanner Marr going to keep the position? Or is Mettler going to get the position? Now we're going to see Pitman try to dive down below the number 15 of Brandon Mettler. Pitman trying to leave it open, depending which line looks like it's going to go. Seems like he's going to try to follow Sexton around, right behind Mettler here, or excuse me, on the inside of Mettler. Single file now, so we're single file from 4th all the way back to 9th. We got 5 drivers right here, all real close together. There we go. There's the move. There it is. So Pitman and Sexton get around Brandon Mettler. Zeems gets around Brandon Mettler as well. Here comes Levi Allen to get around Mettler. That one little slip-up is going to cost Mettler 4 positions. Unless he can fight off Levi Allen right here. Side by side, this is for 8th. Levi Allen's going to get the position. Tanner Marr with a couple car lengths over Joshua Sexton, who's still in front of Christian Pitman. I anticipate these guys are going to be watching each other very intently. Ethan Johnson is all but checked out now. 3.5 seconds over Mr. Modified. He is the guy to watch to see how to get around this track. So that's being said, we're going to go on board. Let's see how he does it. Slight throttle, back on the throttle when he's on the straightaway. Off the gas, lets it roll the corner. Very little steering input. Gets back on the throttle slowly, then aggressively on the straight, back all the way off. You can hear the looseness of his machine just a touch here. You can even see his helmet in that that mirror right there. We'll turn off this and you can get a good view. Alright folks, so we're on lap 38, coming to lap 140. We're going to do a good old-fashioned SRM turn it up. I'll be right back. That's going to conclude our Turn It Up segment. Ethan Johnson now 8 seconds. The advantage to P2. Ethan Johnson just showing everybody how to get this job done. I think believe he just lapped the 151 of Steve Sexton. He sure did. Have quite the battle here for P2, though. Looking real good right here. A lot of fun. Almost a three. We're going to go ahead and call it a three-car battle. Mr. Modified, Marquis Smith, Sexton, Pitman's in the hunt. Who is in the best position here for P2? Brake rotors red hot. These drivers are having to use every aspect of their brake pedal. As much of it as they can. Ooh, the number 19 is going to use the bump on Mr. Modified Harlow. Number 19 looking to the inside here. He's not going to get it this time. He's going to try it again. 19's going to get a huge run. He's going to dive in there. He is going to give him another little nudge. Get out of the way. Hello, I am here. The issue is for Mr. Modified, if he gives up that position, multiple drivers can get around him. The number 19 did have the position. He had the inside lane up to the left rear tire. Couldn't keep it there. He's going to have to regroup and try again. We're a little over halfway. Oh, he does. Now that's a more forceful bump. Now the 19's going to have the position. He should be able to get by him here. Mr. Modified, excellent job driving it in side by side. Who's going to prevail in this corner? Mr. Modified, great runoff. He might be able to defend the position. Here we are into the next corner. Sexton is now involved in the battle. The 19's going to... Ooh, the 19 aggressively moves up to bump the 65. That looked like a driver who was impatient. Pitman's going to have an opportunity to be on the outside of Joshua Sexton. How is this going to end up? This is heating up. Pitman's going to clear Sexton. He's been trying to do that for a while now. Not what Josh Sexton needed, but exactly what Pitman needed. What will Pitman do to get by the number 19? Pitman had the inside line right there on Marquis Smith. Looks like he's going to clear him. Sexton on the inside now of Marquis Smith. Marquis Smith on the wall. Tanner Marr is going to go by him as well. Battling for second, back to sixth now. Pitman, P2. Sexton now working on Mr. Modified. Sexton is now P3. The only problem is his competition for the championship is now P2. Johnson, almost a 12-second lead. It takes him 18.8 seconds to get around this lap right now, around this track at this time. He's got a 12-second lead on Christian Pitman. 6 seconds separate him and lapping the entire field. His next victim will be Ken Zeems, only about 3 seconds back. So here is Ethan Johnson. The number 90 is Ken Zeems in 9th, separated by a corner. Christian Pitman, separated by about a front stretch and a corner. No, about a front stretch. You can see that right here on the track map. Last time any of these drivers were on pit road was lap 10. And that was only Christian Pitman and Keith McGilvery. I imagine the other two drivers perhaps did take tires. Sexton's doing an excellent job hanging with Pitman, though. He must finish in front of Pitman. Anyone watching the show, who's your pick? We're going to go with Ethan Johnson, who's been out front all race long. Nobody else has led a lap from my understanding. Dominant. 30 laps to go for for Johnson. I want to thank everybody for watching the Crooked Line Super Late Model Series here on SRM. We really appreciate you guys spending a portion of your Monday with us. I appreciate you guys being here. It's a lot of fun to call these short track super late model races. You see really, really excellent racing. You typically don't see long, you see long green flag runs, but you see action-packed green flag runs, unlike in the NASCAR series where you can get a stretched out green flag run where everybody is just by themselves trying to make up a little time on the next guy. You don't see that in these short tracks. There's always something happening. Somebody battling for position. A battle for position right here. Tanner Marr trying to take the P4 position away from Roswell Harlow. Marquise Smith trying to gain some spots back. Brandon Metler, Levi Allen. You got a blanket? They're under it. Almost 13 seconds to lead over Pitman now for Ethan Johnson. Ken Zeems coming down pit road. Christian Pitman. Joshua Sexton, caution's out. Oh my gosh, that's going to eliminate that lead. What happened here? Yeah, it looks like the number 4 might have just been fed up with not being able to get around Mr. Modified. He gave him the bump, and he couldn't hang on to it. And Keith McGilvery was an unfortunate victim. One more time. From the cockpit of Tanner Marr. Coming into turn number 3. I don't even think that was a bump move right there. I think that was just Tanner Marr trying to get that position. Ethan Johnson, Metler, Smith, all down pit road. Christian Pitman stays out. Joshua Sexton stays out. Tanner Marr stays out. Levi Allen stays out. Now the rest of the field comes down pit road. Fresh tires. It's going to be just like the drop of the green flag. We're going to see a ton of action. I feel like this is going to be insane. Can't wait to talk to these drivers about the end of this. These drivers taking a couple moments to take a breather. Get ready for the final laps. Pace lights are out. Marquis Smith is going to go and take his lap back. Brandon Mettler, Ethan Johnson up front. Christian Pitman, Tanner Marr, Joshua Sexton in 5th. Steve Sexton restarts 6th. 7th will be Levi Allen. Get ready for some insanity, folks. Pace Camry in. Johnson automatically on the gas. Mettler caught sleeping. Advantage is 3 car lengths into turn number 1. Christian Pitman, Tanner Marr immediately down to the bottom. Sexton on the bottom. Levi Allen trying to battle on the high side. Coming into turn 3. Hello, machines. They have all woken up much faster. They just all want to grip. They have tons of grip. They're getting down the corner. Brake rotors have cooled off a little bit. Braking is a little bit better now. We're going to see a lot of action. Christian Pitman working on Mettler. Pitman gets around Mettler. Tanner Marr holding on to 4th. Joshua Sexton really needs to increase his position here. Sit in P5 while his championship competition sits P2. 35 laps left. Ethan Johnson just runs away quickly. Almost a second over Pitman. Single file rather quickly. Looks like these drivers are going to kind of wait it out perhaps a little bit, or perhaps no one's close enough to make a move. Tanner Marr is looking at Brandon Mettler here. We'll see if he can close this gap in the corner. He is going to close the gap quite a bit. We're going to see if he can do anything with him coming into turn number 1. Closes the gap a little bit further, but Mettler gets a really good drive off of turn 2 right there. Checking number 3. Brake rotors are hot again. Tanner Marr gets a great run. Not quite to the bumper, but close. Who's going to get the best run off here? Take a moment here, go through our field. Here's Ethan Johnson, driving the number 13, showing the number 51. Christian Pitman with a big slide there in the number 14. Brandon Mettler, number 15 machine out of Monroe. I believe we talked before, and that was Monroe, Louisiana, which is pretty close to where I'm from. Tanner Marr out of Smiths Grove, driver of the number 4 machine. Joshua Sexton, driver of the number 51. He's got Buttkicker and McConey Setup Shop on the side there. I'm not quite sure what his primary sponsor is. I apologize for that. Levi Allen, number 41. Another really pretty machine right here. Marquis Smith out of Idaho Falls, number 19. What a gorgeous ride right there. He's had some ups and downs in this race. He's made some really good moves. He's been a lot higher than 7th. I look to see him try to come through the field. It hasn't really been his night. However, I can tell you this driver is fast. Number 151 here, Steve Sexton. Red and black machine. Really lovely gloss color on that machine. Mr. Modified at Gardner, Maine. Valhalla Project machine. Sitting P2 for a large portion of the race. Took a bit of a bump into the wall. Now he's 9th. McGilvery is 10th. Ken Zeems off the track. Folks, that was our drivers. Johnson now almost 2 seconds over Pitman. Mettler under siege from Tanner Marr. Tanner Marr looks like he's got the preferred line. Joshua Sexton going to try to follow him through. Isn't going to be able to make it this time. He's going to try again. Really gets a great roll through the corner right there for Tanner Marr. He is going to clear Mettler that time. Mettler following Marr every step of the way. Mettler seems to be sliding quite a bit more than these other drivers. I really saw a big wiggle right there from the rear end when he got down to the yellow line. Mettler has to check up a little bit right there so he doesn't get into the back of Tanner Marr. Single file from second on back. Mettler opens the door a little bit right here for Joshua Sexton. Brandon Mettler, Tanner Marr, who just got around him right in front of him here. Sexton with the run on the inside of Brandon Mettler. Will he clear him into turn number 3? Side by side. Mettler's going to go high. Looks like Sexton will be able to slide up, and he doesn't take the opportunity to slide up. However, he does clear him into turn number 3. Sexton up to 4th. 20 to go. Pitman getting around the number 151, which is lap traffic of Steve Sexton. 2.5 seconds separates him from the leader, Ethan Johnson. Tanner Marr's in P3. Sexton's P4. Mettler back to 5th. Levi Allen's a driver on the move. We haven't seen him knocking on the door of the top 5 all night. He's about to start working on Mettler to try to get into the 5th place position. Marquise Smith in the back of this group. We're going to watch him intently to see how he gets through here. Smith to the inside of the number 65. That's not for position. But what is for position is between Sexton and Tanner Marr. Sexton trying to set Tanner up so he can get to the P3 position. 15 laps to go for Ethan Johnson. The gap still hanging around 2.3 seconds. Has not been able to expand on that from Pitman. Sexton with Marr every step of the way. Our virtual fans are on their feet. You can see them. They're watching Ethan Johnson come around turn 3, getting ready to, turn 2. Now coming to turn number 3, getting ready to take 12 to go. Patiently waiting to see if a battle will develop here for P number 3. The next closest battle is between Levi Allen and Brandon Mettler. That'll be for 5th position, but they still have 2 car lengths in between them. The closest battle on track is still right now between Tanner Marr, Joshua Sexton with 10 to go. Fastest lap last time by, 18.63 by Ethan Johnson. 0.2 faster than Pitman. The gap now, Johnson to Pitman, 3.15 seconds. Over 3 seconds the gap now with 9 to go. If you'll stay after the show, we're going to get a word with Ethan Johnson, Christian Pitman, Joshua Sexton. We're going to see what these guys are looking for going into next week. Next week will be the championship at Five Flags Speedway. That's out of Pensacola, Florida. beautiful place. If you haven't gone on vacation there, if you haven't been there, highly suggest that you check that out. Christian Pitman has almost a 2-second gap over Tanner Marr. Joshua Sexton only has about 7 laps to improve his position. I expect with 5 laps to go, we're going to see Sexton start trying to do anything and everything he can to get by Tanner Marr. Close the gap a little bit there. About a car now. Here comes Joshua Sexton. He can't wait anymore. He needs to be in the P3 position. Will he bump Tanner? No, he doesn't get there right there, but they are both real close coming out of turn number 4 into turn number 1. What will happen? Here we go. It looks like the number 51 machine of Sexton rolls through the corner much better than the number 4, but the number 4 has a much better drive off the corner than the number 51 of Sexton. Let's see how it comes out on the turn number 4. Across the start-finish line, we have 3 laps to go for these drivers. Ethan Johnson well out front. Will Sexton get close enough to bump Tanner? 2.5 laps now remaining. Johnson, Pitman, all but secure in first and second. The battle is for third. This battle could be very important for Joshua Sexton. White flag is out for Ethan Johnson. Sexton's going to have 2 more sets of corners to get by number 4. What is it worth to him for P3? He's not finished 2 spots back behind Christian Pitman. Last corner. We're not going to see a bump and run move. Tanner Marr, P3. Sexton is 4th. Metler is 5th. Levi Allen is 6th. Mr. Modified 7th. Steve Sexton is 8th. 9th is Marquis Smith. 10th, Keith McGilvery, and 11th, Ken Ziens. Ethan Johnson leading most, if not all, the laps with the perfect donuts in front of the start-finish line. Now he's going to slide that BRS machine a little bit more and park it right there in victory lane, and then it's going to disappear because this is a virtual racetrack. In just a moment, we're going to get a word with our top 3. We're also going to include Joshua Sexton, who finished P4, to get his thoughts going into the final race next week. Tanner Marr, welcome to the SRM booth and the broadcast booth that you're so familiar with. Finishing P3, how do you feel? You've got some really stout competition. I mean, Ethan Johnson, no one could catch him. Pitman's really fast. You had Joshua Sexton, who was really desperately needed that P3 finish. You got stout competition here, so I would say finishing in the top 3 is excellent.
They're always so clean.
Yeah, it's really great that you guys were teammates. Um, and I'm sorry, I made a slight little error. I need to recap. I think I did this last. No, I did not do this with you. But so Tanner Marr, Christian Pitman, Joshua Sexton, folks, they're teammates. I think you did hear him say that he expected to be punted if he wasn't teammates with Joshua Sexton. And he said he's been doing
Absolutely.
pretty good. Hasn't found victory lane, but he's getting these podiums. Sorry about that, Tanner. I had the Discord audio off. I was so excited to talk to you because the last 20 laps were what is Sexton gonna do? But now that I know your teammates, I know that the bump move was never gonna come.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if we wasn't teammates, and I don't know, I don't think Sexton's going to come out here and move anybody, honestly. But us being teammates, and we've done, shoot, John, I guarantee me and Sexton, we've done 10,000 laps together, turning practice. If there's anybody ever practicing from Five Kings, it's normally me and Sexton are in there, and that's one of my best friends on sim racing. That's how I knew I was fairly comfortable with him behind me. But if I ever slid up, he's going to race me hard. So I just had to make sure I kept on hitting my marks at least.
Well, yeah, that's the way to do it. So that's the respect between driver friends, teammates. I mean, I'm not gonna make your life harder, but if you make your life hard, I'm gonna take the advantage. That's just racing.
Right.
So anyway, great P3 finish. What are your thoughts going into Five Flags next Monday? Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be here. It'll be Angel Santiago. I will be watching from an airport though.
Oh, well, first of all, I'll say good luck in your flight and safe travels because that's always scary getting on an airplane. But man, I'm actually looking forward to Five Flags. I won a virtual snowball derby back in the past there, and won a little bit of cash during that race. So hopefully we can go back and recreate that maybe.
Yeah, to recreate that magic, that'd be a great way to finish the season. Tanner, do you have anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs? Anyone crooked line that you want to talk about in particular before I let you go? Because I've got to go and grab Joshua Sexton and get his thoughts going into his championship battle next week.
Well, I got to go through the laundry list of supporters for Five Kings, and then I'll be out of here. So first off, we got to thank MF Racing Designs. That's Michael Falk, MF Racing Designs, over on Facebook. He came on board with the team and does all our paint schemes. And if we may not be fast, at least the cars look good in the process because he always hooks us up. Then McConey Setup Shop. I mean, Jeff McConey, he's well known for the support he has of the community and the support that he gives the community. So super happy to have him on board. FB's Button Box supplies the whole team with their button boxes. Not a necessity, but man, it's great to have one. Savage Edge does all our t-shirt and design work, and then the Buttkicker.com and Raise Energy. I mean, there's a lot of people that support Five Kings Motorsports, and they trust us to bring their logo to your viewers, and we appreciate that. And got to shout out my teammates, Five Kings Motorsports and Joshua Sexton tonight for racing McLean.
Yeah, absolutely great job there in the racing. Awesome little laundry list. It's almost like you've done this a couple times.
A few times we've talked about it.
All right, folks, that's Tanner Marr. Tanner, great job on the race. I look forward to watching you and being a spectator next Monday. I hope you enjoy your night.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. Have a good week.
You too. Mr. Joshua Sexton, Jonathan Leach in the SRM booth. P4, probably not what you wanted, but overall, how do you feel about the night?
It went good. I got a little bit behind coming off of pit road there. Lost a couple spots. That's what really hurt me. Very, very difficult to pass at this track. Everybody's so close in speed, and even if you're faster than the guy in the front, as long as he stays low and doesn't make a mistake, it's going to be very difficult to pass unless you put the bumper to him. So. It was still a good race. I think we had a lot of fun. There was really, a lot of good racing. I think Ethan, congratulations to him. He was in his own little world, but top 5 will do for me.
Well, that'll work. So I just got done talking to Tanner. He said if y'all weren't teammates, you probably would have moved him because P3 for you would have been very important. Into this race, you were 36 points behind Christian Pitman. Now I imagine it'll be like 40, 42. I'm not sure if that gap is overcomable next week going into Five Flags. But that being said, what are you thinking, or what are your thoughts going into Five Flags for the finale next Monday?
Just want for me, I just want to maintain my second place in points and get a win. Haven't got a win yet this season. We've been real close, so that's what's most important is try to finish off the league or finish off the season strong, get a win, and I think my teammate Christian Pitman, he's definitely got the championship sealed up. It would take a miracle to get him, but it's still been a great season, and hopefully we'll finish off strong.
Yeah, I look forward to watching next Monday. I'll actually be watching. It'll be Angel Santiago in the booth. I'm gonna try to get him a partner, so it's a two-man championship race. It should be a lot of fun. So I look forward to seeing you then. Do you have anybody you want to mention? Any shout-outs, family, friends, Five Kings, anyone you want to talk about before I let you go?
Yeah, with the league, Crooked Line Racing is a great league to be part of. It's been great to us and all of our drivers. Five Kings Motorsports, MF Racing Designs, McConey Setup Shop, the Buttkicker, Savage Edge Designs, Facebook Button Boxes, and Raise Energy.
All right, so you guys heard it from P4 finisher Joshua Sexton. He's looking to get P2 in the points and a win next week. I think the win would make everything feel a little bit better. But great job being P2 in the points, winless. That talks about your consistency. That's about how I get it done whenever I race. Can't win, but man, I am consistent.
Thank you, buddy.
Yep, enjoy your week. All right, now we're going to bring in points leader Christian Pitman. Christian Pitman, Jonathan in the SRM booth. Do you have me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Very good. I hear loud and clear all day long. That's the nature of my job. However, it looks like you're going to expand on your points lead. Great P2 finish. But tell me, do you think you had anything for Ethan Johnson in this race?
Not at all, man. I had to go to the back for winning last week and getting the EOL. And I thought maybe just because I got up to fourth and then I got spun around, and I thought once I got that caution with about 30, 40 laps to go, I was like, okay, now I can really see what I got for him. And there for the first couple of laps, I was staying within about half a second of him. And then, I don't know, he was just kind of like how Kyle Larson is in the Cup Series right now. He would just took off and set sail on us. So we'll take second and, get ready for the last race coming up next week. But hopefully if we can have a good solid run at Five Flags, we'll lock up the championship.
I would say you're pretty much locked. As long as you show up, I'm pretty certain you are a lock. I'm guesstimating you probably have about a 45-point lead over teammate Joshua Sexton now. You came into the night with a 36-point lead. So I don't know if he'll be able to catch you. So we'll see. He said he's looking for the win. So, if you don't come out on top and he comes out with the win, teammate champion and win for the finale would be a pretty cool headline.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I'd like to see Josh get in victory lane. He's probably the most patient person I've ever raced with. Josh he almost will never get into you, and he'll always race you clean. So that'd be pretty cool to see him win. But if Ethan shows up next week, we're going to have to get back to the drawing board and try to figure out where to pick up some speed, that's for sure.
Understood. Well, that being said, P2, great finish. Thanks for your thoughts. Looking forward to next Monday. I look forward to the race. Anybody you would like to thank before I let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my grandparents, as always, my dad and my girlfriend, of course. And then I'd like to thank Five Kings Motorsports, of course, a great group of guys. Then I'd like to thank McConey Setup Shop for providing us all our setups, and you guys can check them out. And if you use promo code 5Kings, you get 10% off your order. Buttkicker, MF Racing Designs for making my really good-looking paint scheme, and Buttkicker. And that'll be it. And, of course, you guys for broadcasting the race.
Cool, I appreciate it. And, I want to touch on MF Designs, everybody, if you're still watching and listening. We've had two of these drivers mention MF Designs, and golly, these paint schemes are beautiful. they are so pretty. Like, I wish I could reach out and physically touch these glossy schemes. It looks so good. But that was Christian Pitman, everybody. Christian, enjoy your week. We'll talk to you next time.
Thank you very much.
All right, folks, we have one more driver to talk to. That is going to be Ethan Johnson, and here he is. Ethan Johnson, Jonathan in the booth. Sir, you put on a clinic tonight. You must be on cloud 9. Tell us how you feel.
Honestly, it was really just a fun race. I got in there late, didn't really have any practice, qualified and got lucky with qualifying, was able to snag the pole by like a little bit. Car was actually pretty good, its tires fell off a lot, but I feel like I was able to kind of set me a pace since I was out front and really kind of keep my pace majority of the race compared to other people.
Yeah, watching the scoring, you never really fell off. And something I've always been told about the super late models or late models in general is you only have really one way to make a corner, and if you don't make it the same that way, you miss it. You don't hit it right, and when you don't hit it right, you just eat up your tire. So if you want to learn how to really get your corners, you drive these cars. You think there's some truth to that? Because I don't think you ever missed your line once when I was watching you.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a big part to be consistent with your, where you run on the racetrack. Racing with people, you get a little antsy and you might miss a corner every now and then, and that just allows the person in front of you to get away even more. But it's really just about a rhythm, just keeping that rhythm the whole race and just being able to hit the same marks every single time.
Right on. Well, Ethan, some of these drivers are wondering, should we expect you next Monday at 5 Flags to wrap up the season?
Yeah, if I can remember to be here on time. Again, I barely made it tonight. I think I made it in like 2 minutes left till practice was over, so probably.
Well, if we see these guys said they have to go back to the drawing board to compete, so that'll be a fun show if you're there, sir. Anybody you would like to thank before we wrap up the show?
Honestly, didn't really have anyone particular on board helping me. Just thanks everybody who raced me clean, all the people that I had to get around, like lap car wise, and just being pretty calm on restarts and not really being in begging much.
Well, you can't be any more honest than that. Congratulations on the win, and I guess we'll see you next Monday if you make it. Ethan, enjoy your week. Great way to start it.
Thank you.
Folks, so that was our top 4. I'm showing the qualifying results, which is not what needs to be shown here. That was the top 4. We talked to Joshua Sexton, Tanner Marr, Christian Pitman, Ethan Johnson. Normally we do the top 3, but Sexton was in a battle for the championship. I do believe that Christian Pitman, if he shows next Monday, does wrap up the series. They're going to have a little bit of a break, and then that will be, then they'll be going into the next season. I believe we will be covering that season as well. I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait. The results here tonight, Ethan Johnson puts on a clinic. Christian Pitman, points leader, P2, uphill battle all day. Had to start from the back, got spun, had to climb through the field again. Tanner Marr, hanging out around 5th and 6th all night long, ends up finishing P3. Sexton, P4. Brandon Metler, another driver with an uphill battle, a lot of adversity, finishes 5th. Levi Allen is 6th. Roswell Harlow, Mr. Modified, was running in 2nd for a large portion of the race, about half the race. Ended up getting into some contact, I believe, with number 19 of Marquise Smith, and ends up finishing 7th. Steve Sexton brings it home 8th. Marquise Smith brings it home 9th. Keith McGilvery, 10th. Ken Zeems is 11th. Frank Barberi is 12th. Everybody, thank you oh so much for being a part of the Sim Racing Media family and being a part of the Crooked Lion Racing Series. We thank these drivers, we thank their families, and anybody that supports them and what they do. And everybody, enjoy your evening.